So the first thing I'd like to bring up is that Mount Pleasant is split into two areas, commonly between people who live there and also on the MLS, and we'll compare some price points here. But this is the Isle of Palm connector right here. And this line that I'm creating essentially splits Mount Pleasant. So if you're living over here, you're living in, North Mount Pleasant. And if you're living south of the IOP connector, you're living in South Mount Pleasant. Now, in regards to price points, let's pull up Market Monitor really quick. And we can add in Mount Pleasant, and we can look at Mount Pleasant North, comparing that to Mount Pleasant South, with the blue line here being south and the green line being north. And you can see that, historically, South Mount P gets more money than North, right? 937 versus 789 in July, $1,050,000 versus 855 in September of 24. We had a little bit of a dip here. I mean, that could be a home that sold less, or a pocket of homes that sold less, or some new construction, whatever that may be. But you have 972 in North Mount Pleasant versus 962. But you can see historically, South Mount Pleasant is just going to be a little bit more expensive to move into. And by the way, this map, you can find this map in the description below. This highlights not only just Mount Pleasant here, but the entire Charleston area. I have neighborhoods in here. We have all types of public schools and recreational lifestyle. So if you're moving to any part of this area, you can use this map to figure out what is going on in the entire Tri-County area. But for this video, we're going to focus solely on Mount Pleasant. And let's start in North Mount Pleasant here. And a lot of people, and we'll pull up the top neighborhoods. These are not all the neighborhoods. These are just neighborhoods that I wanted to highlight here. A lot of people, families, that type of thing, are moving into North Mount Pleasant, right? Again, we are well north of the IOP connector here, right? So this is why we are in North Mount Pleasant. And we're going to focus on a few neighborhoods. Specifically, we'll look at Carolina Park, we'll look at Park West, we'll look at Dunes West, and then we'll also look at Rivertown. What I want to do is kind of compare prices with you, and we'll also take a little drive here on the computer. We'll go map view, and we'll take a look and kind of just point out a few neighborhoods here, or subsections of each subdivision. So let's jump into Carolina Park here. Master plan community, swimming pools, a great space for family. This is going to be a little bit less money than, say, a Park West or a Dunes West. Potentially, historically it was. Now it seems to have caught up with these prices. Why is that? Well, Carolina Park has a little bit more homes that are, they're kind of closer together. There's not a lot of trees, not a lot of privacy as much that you might find in like Dunes West or something. But let's drop a pin over here in Carolina Park, and I will drop you guys right here at the beginning. So this is when you first enter the subdivision. Okay, we have the clubhouse over here in the pool area, and you've got this boulevard cutting through the other side. But we're going to go down this road. I just want to show you, very typical homes here. We drive down, there's a little pond here, but you can kind of see what we have, right? Homes kind of close together, fairly close together. Yes, there are definitely some trees here, but you can see that if we kind of pull over here, you get a picture of what Carolina Park is and how it's set up. Nice homes, very nice homes, fairly close together, right? These homes are pretty close together. They're kind of built up on each other here. You can see over here a lot of homes, built up right on top of each other. This is how Carolina Park is. Comparing that to Park West, which we're doing right now, we have a little bit more space in between some of these homes. The homes are a little bigger. There's more, tree coverage here. This is one subsection in Park West, but you can see the space. This is a huge lot. So the prices are going to be different from when you're looking to buy in Carolina Park versus Park West or Dunes West. Now, Dunes West is gated, so we can't get into and show you street view on Dunes West. But let's go back to Market Monitor here and actually take a look now at Carolina Park. And we're going to compare Carolina Park with Dunes West, and we'll compare it with Park West. Okay. So here's the residential single-family homes, previously owned traditional houses, right? So Carolina Park, $970,000 right now. Dunes West, 1.1, almost 1.2 million, and Park West, 1.7. So 970 to 12 to 17, okay? And this is where 970, 1, 2, and 1, 7. So that's your price point there. That's your difference in price points. So Carolina Park is definitely going to be more affordable right here than these two areas. Now Dunes West is gated, so it does offer you a little bit more privacy. There's golf courses in there. There's a lot of beautiful homes. You have bigger lots. Same thing with Park West, maybe bigger lots in some areas. Not to say that you can't find a $750,000 house in Park West. You can, but on average, you're going to be a lot more, you're going to spend a lot more money over there. On the flip side of 41 here, you also have Rivertown. And if we just pull up Rivertown, I'll get rid of Carolina Park because Carolina Park is not going to be in the same stratosphere as Rivertown. You can see Rivertown. Oh, we have no data for Rivertown here. Where are we? Rivertown Country Club here, residential homes, single family, previously owned, traditional sales. So Rivertown 1.3, Dunes West 1.1, Park West 1.7. And you can see historically where these three communities have been. You know, Rivertown in some aspects 1.9 million, okay, with Dunes West being 1.8 over here. So these two communities are very comparable to each other, Dunes West and Rivertown. Now, in regards to traffic in this area, this is a pretty hot topic because we have, where's the commutes tab? There it is. We have a lot of traffic in this area, and there's a reason for it, right? You have a lot of people living up in here. There's so many people living here, and they're all commuting down here. They're trying to get down here. So you have people that are coming down 41 from all angles here. You got 17 here, and everyone's meeting essentially right in this area, and there's a lot of traffic. So you've got Dunes West Boulevard here that people are driving down. You have Park West Boulevard that people are driving down. Everyone's funneling down from these communities. Carolina Bay is coming down here. So everyone's forcing themselves here, and they're getting caught up right here because they're heading down to 526. Now, some people are going up 526 to North Charleston. Other people are going straight to downtown Charleston area. And all along 17, you're going to feel a lot of traffic. So all along 17, there's stoplights, stoplights, stoplights. These are all traffic lights that run all along 17, and it really doesn't end until like right here. So you might be coming from, you know, Dunes West, and you're coming down 41, sitting in traffic, and then you're hitting all of these stoplights as you're coming in to either go to 526 right here or continue on to downtown Charleston. So keep in mind, if you move into this area and you are, say, commuting to downtown, and you're like, you want to buy in Dunes West, that could be a 45 to 50 minute drive in the morning, depending on when you leave, and it's only, you know, maybe 15 miles or so. In fact, let's find out. Let's drop a pin right here from Ashburton Way, and let's go. We'll just do Dunes West, and we'll drop a pin. Okay, right here. We're gonna go directions from Dunes West to Charleston, South Carolina. Where are we at? 15 miles right now, zero traffic, 29 minutes. Add morning traffic to that, and you're absolutely adding 15 to 20 minutes easily on that commute. So it could take you 45 minutes to go 15.2 miles. And that's what people are feeling when they move into this area. Great area, yes, but heavy traffic, also yes. Making our way down a little bit closer towards the Isle of Palms connector, these are two, and again, this is Isle of Palms connector here. These are two very hot communities. So you have Oyster Point and you have Seaside Farms. Let's drop a pin and go check out these two communities. So this here is the Oyster Point neighborhood here. When you first come into Oyster Point, very beautiful, right? Very nice community. Elevated homes. Some homes are elevated, some homes are not elevated. We'll just kind of drive you around here so you can see. And there's different types of properties here. There are townhomes and there are single-family detached homes. But here's Oyster Point. So nice subdivision. Definitely a little older in some aspect. There's some woman out standing out with her car, but it's nice, and it offers. Obviously, it's trash day here in Oyster Point. It offers a great amenities and for individuals. Beautiful. There's a beautiful pool and clubhouse in this community. But this is Oyster Point. It's obviously in the fall, so it's not as lush looking as some other areas. Maybe reminds you a little bit of Carolina Park. The homes are nice over here. And then if we bounce on over to Seaside Farms, which is right next door, So we can drop a pin over here and go take a look at what this road has to offer. So Seaside Farms, another nice community. Very similar. These are all very similar communities. These homes are a little bit older, right? And some of these homes are elevated in certain areas. Some of them are not. So these might be a little bit newer properties on the back side. So you have large elevated homes here versus some of the, older homes that were built that are not as, they don't have to be elevated potentially for whoever the developer was or the builder was. But when we compare the prices too on Market Monitor, we have Seaside Farms and we have Oyster Point. Oyster Point, we'll get rid of Park West, residential, single family, previously owned homes, traditional sales. Oyster Point, 1.3 million. Seaside Farms, 783. So if you want to be living in this side of Mount Pleasant, close to the IOP connector, you want to get down to the beach very easily, and you want to not spend 1.3 million, then you're going to want to look right here. If you've got more money, you want maybe a nicer home, you want views of the marsh, you want more quality or amenities and that type of thing, look at Oyster Point, but prepared to spend a lot more money. Now, this area is very convenient. Both of these communities are very convenient to Isle of Palms. Just be prepared that there's traffic here in the summertime getting down there. It's also very close to Rifle Range Road. So this is Rifle Range Road, and this road runs basically all along the backside of Mount Pleasant. It's kind of like the south side of Mount Pleasant. This is like the back road. So there's a lot of people that commute here down Rifle Range in the morning, so they don't have to go up and down 17. So they'll kind of cut through this way. And it does offer you a little bit of break in traffic, but it still does get backed up. But that is a nice cut through to have on the backside. So you could sit here and spend $700,000, $800,000, get closer to Isle of Palms, the beaches, in town, but maybe not be in as an expansive, family-friendly area as say Dunes West or Park West or Carolina Park. Moving further into South Mount Pleasant, here are 3 other communities. Okay, so we have Ion over here. Absolutely beautiful community. Gorgeous. It really is. It is very, very expensive, but it is very beautiful. We also have Shemwood, and we also have Old Village. 3 very different communities. So let's dive into what Ion looks like from the street view. So this is Ion, all right? Just very beautiful homes, interesting designs. You're surrounded by water. There's walking paths along the water. Very different way of life. But these homes are very sought after. The community is very walkable, very desirable. There's restaurants, there's things to do within this community. So if you were going to move in here, it's almost like city living. But the homes in the area there's nothing really city about it, right? You're just surviving and thriving in this one little community here. And you have, like I said, different restaurants. Let's see if we can pull up where your restaurants are here. So at the beginning of Ion, when you come down in here, you should see, here's a real estate office. So here's your restaurants, your little community section here. So you can walk and go to food, you can go get coffee, you can live here. It's your own little city. So Ion is very desirable. Compared that to, say, Shemwood. Shemwood is a completely different way of life, but it's a nice area. So you've got Saltwater Cowboys and Shem Creek over here, and we'll drop the pin right over. I have clients that have bought down in here. This is technically, we'll drop them right on this corner. So here you go. Here's an example of what it's like to live over in this side of Mount Pleasant. So these are older homes. This is not like a master plan community. These homes were all built in the 70s, the 80s, the 90s. So ranch style properties, more lush vegetation, right? You have more time that these homes have been here, so you have a lot of natural trees. My clients actually bought this house right here, and they love it, right? But this property was $1.5 million. Why is it so expensive? Well, you can walk, you can basically walk to Shem Creek Park. So you do have these little communities over here. And then looking at Old Village, we'll drop a pin over to Old Village. This is essentially, welcome to the club. If you're moving to Old Village, this is a very unique and different way to live. You need about $4 million to get in here. but if you do, it's fantastic. So this is the little city section of Old Village here, and I'm going to pull you out and drop you down a little bit farther so you can see what's going on. This is Pitt Street, very famous over here, and a lot of beautiful homes. A lot of these homes are also along the water, but these are some absolutely gorgeous properties here. Like I said, very expensive. It is sort of a status, to live here. When you're moving to Mount Pleasant, people go, oh, I live in Old Village. And they're also very testy about where Old Village begins and ends. And if you're on this side of Pitt Street, you're in Old Village. But if you're over here, that's Old Mount Pleasant. You're not in Old Village. And that's literally what it is. So if you're okay with that life, this is what it is. If you're into that status life, this is Old Village. If you're not, you might not want to live there. So if we compare the price points too, let's pull up Ion, and we'll look at Shenwood, and we'll look at Old Village. So here is the price point. So we've got residential, single family, previously owned homes, traditional sales. Let's see, Ion, $3 million, $3.1 million for Ion. We have Old Village sales, 2.2. We have some Old Village here, 3.9, right? There's 4 million. You can see where Old Village went crazy a few years ago, $6 million, 6.3 million, 8.7 million. These are all probably deep water properties in Old Village. If you're buying in, there's no data for Shenwood recently, but look, 1.8 million for Shenwood, and 850 for Shenwood. So obviously very expensive. If we have new construction, we have anything here new? Not really. Old Village 3.4, nothing really for new construction, but all construction types, Ion 3.3. Old Village a little bit less right there at 2.4, but historically Old Village 3.6, 3.9, 6.6, 6.3, very expensive. But again, it comes down to being closer to everything else, closer to the city, closer to the beaches, access to deep water, having your own little city center over here in Ion, right? Maybe having a little bit more of space, places, older homes, natural growth over here, and then being in, basically a very historic area at Mount Pleasant, club level type status with walkability to Shem Creek. Now, speaking of Shem Creek in that area, let's talk really quickly about some things to do here and like restaurants and that type of thing. And I have like a little John's favorite, which highlights beaches and things like that. So in Mount Pleasant, you can kind of zoom out and see. I put a lot of stuff really down here. There's some great options up here, but for people looking, a lot of people, even if they live over here, if they're living in Dunes West, they might go out to Shem Creek. They might go to dinner in Shem Creek. So something to consider. A lot of people spend a lot of time over here. This is fantastic, Langdon's Restaurant. So if you're in Ion, you can walk there. You also have Grace and Grit, very good food. Check that out. But a lot of it is over near Shem Creek, and I made a whole post about Shem Creek specifically. So let's pull up Shem Creek, and I want to actually take you to actually physically see what Shem Creek is. You can pull up this website here, and it will tell you all about Shem Creek and what to expect with the dining, what you can do. You can fish, there's walking paths, there's bars, restaurants, like I said. So it's a very, very nice area. And if we go on Google Maps and pull up Shem Creek, we'll drop a pin here so you can see where we are at. And this actually dropped us in the parking lot. Okay, so this is the backside of the parking lot on one side of Shem Creek here. I want to actually take you to show you the street view right from here. Let's see if we can pop up. There we go. Perfect. So this is Shem Creek. Okay, you have restaurants that run all down this side and all down this side. So if you want, to see the sunset, I would recommend going to Tavern and Table. If you want to maybe have some great drinks right along the walkway here, Water's Edge is a great spot. And then Vickery's has some amazing views down here of the marsh. And then you have like Red's. You can see Red's right here as a roof deck. Saltwater Cowboys has a roof deck here. But Shem Creek itself is a great spot. This is Coleman Boulevard that takes you to and from. There's walking paths. So right here, you can walk along this little path here and get across to the other side of Shem Creek and just walk right down here and go to the other side. So Shem Creek is a phenomenal spot, a ton of great food. I highly recommend you going to see this. And like I said, if you guys are moving into this area, a lot of people are spending time going out and eating in this area of Mount Pleasant. So whether you're living here in Ion or Seaside Farms or Oyster Point, typically a lot of people go here. Same thing if you're in Dunes West. You're probably going to spend a lot of time here. Carolina Park, you're probably going to spend a lot of time in this area. So the closer you can get to this area here in Mount Pleasant, the more money it typically is going to cost, but the more time you're going to spend in that area as well. I also want to just pull up the MLS really quickly and show you what is actually for sale right now in Mount Pleasant. So if we go into Mount Pleasant here, we'll highlight both north and south of the IOP connector. So there are 336 properties for sale. Now, if we look at just detached homes, that'll cut that down a little bit, 221. And let's say you have a budget of $850,000, 40 homes, that's it. And you can see a majority of them are up in this area over here, right? So if you have a budget of $850,000, that's pretty much what you're looking at. So let's pull up the 40 homes and see what we're looking at here. So we have Dunes West, Charleston National, Rivertown, Liberty Hill, Long Point. I've actually done a video on this specific property here. There's no HOA on this property. But, nice homes, $825. Look at this home for $825,000. This is in Park West, 2,700 square feet. This is a nice house. It might not be as updated as you want. This is probably very builder grade, probably, mid 2015s or something like that. When was it actually built? 2000. Okay, that was 2004. So you get some 2014s, 2004s. Probably not going to be a lot of upgrades for that price. Versus if you're going into Park West and you want to spend, you see a house that's a little bit more money, it's going to have a lot more upgrades to it. But there's plenty of homes there for you if you got a budget of $850,000. Let's say you're looking between 900 and 1.2 or something like that. What do we have available for sale? 43 homes. Okay, so we have a lot of homes here. And now let's focus a little bit more on the South Mount Pleasant side. So if you want to spend maybe around $1 million, maybe you're looking maybe a little bit more than $1 million or something like that. What do we have? Okay, we have 1,000 square feet here is probably very close, Live Oak Drive. Let's see, we have Midtown, Seaside Farms. Here's your Seaside Farms house, that community we spoke about. Let's take a look at this house. So 2,400 square feet on the market right now. It's a nice house, nice open floor plan. Again, you're paying for convenience. I think the kitchen is, okay. I don't like how the, cabinets are just straight like that. I mean, I really wish built them up, put some crown molding here, done something special like that. But you're paying for location, right? Seaside Farms, you're close to IOP Connector, you're close to Shem Creek area. Maybe this has a marsh view. I don't know. It's a pretty standard house for this area. Going back to the list, what else do we have here? Here's one, Old Mount Pleasant, 1,400 square feet, $975, probably a complete teardown. And there it is. So you're going to spend essentially $1 million in Old Mount Pleasant to buy this house, right? And remember, Old Mount Pleasant is going to be down over in this area. Well, we've got Old Village, but Old Mount Pleasant is going to be in this area here. So very close to Old Village. That's the location of it. You get that close to the water, you spend $1 million basically for a lot. But there's plenty of homes out there for you that you guys can find. You can see as we kind of just went through here. I mean, getting rid of the list price active homes and removing this little polygon barrier here. 221 homes for sale right now in February of 2025. This map is linked again in the description below. Play around with it. Pull it out and play around with it. You can see all different areas. So if you are living in Mount Pleasant, you want to find out what's good to do in downtown, what places to eat in downtown, it's over here, and things to do like the River Dogs. You could look to see what's going on in Park Circle. You could check out other beaches like Folly Beach over here, Chico Fio. You can look at the Folly Beach County Park. So, I made this map for people. If you're not only moving to Mount Pleasant, this is going to cover the entire Tri-County area of Charleston, all the way up through Somerville, out to Johns Island, and all of these beaches, Kiowa, Folly Beach, up through Isle of Palms. So if you have any questions, guys, comment down below. Give me a text, phone call, or email. I would love to be a real estate resource for you here in the Charleston area. My name is John Conlon. Thanks for watching this video. I'll put together some more videos for you in the future. Subscribe, and I hope to speak and hear from you soon. See ya. Bye.